I was muted for that. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. So we're going to be, after this brief little intro, we're going to be going over some user-submitted character designs. I'm not muted anymore. Stop saying I'm muted. So, pre-debut, and then over the last week or so, I've been asking users to submit character designs. Most of them are VTubers. We got one or two that are just regular OCs, and we're going to be going over what makes an iconic or memorable character design in the context that it's presented in. Guys, you still muted. I know I'm not Toy Soku. Hey boss, how do you win the casino back after losing it so fast in the fights? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The house always wins. Is she talking? I'm going to kill you, Mesa. Hey, Justin. Good morning, everybody. Very excited today by some of these submissions. Let's switch over to... Oh, well, this also works, but we're going here. So, let's readjust. And move my screen right here so that I can have the best viewpoint. Oh, hey, boss, get some better suction cups. So earlier, what they're referring to, chat, for those who don't know, Memoria was having a death battle that I was participating in earlier. I got to witness it from outside her 5th floor window. I was stuck to it via suction cups, but she refused to open the window, and I kind of fell out. Alright. So, what makes a memorable character design? Now, I want you to know that good design does not equal cute or sexy. Good equals intention. So, what does this mean? Hold on, do I have two different musics playing? No, I still have one good music playing. Wait, is the music even playing properly? Monitor in and out. Okay, good. Hold on, I gotta turn on a fan. It's hot in here. Let me know if there's a lot of noise pollution. Alright. Good equals intention. Why have you made this character? What role are they supposed to fulfill? And does that come across? Now, in the medium of VTubing, intention often needs to be a bit more blatant. So design elements usually have to be a bit more obvious. But let's say in the medium of animation, you want to have a character that's convincing. Sometimes you don't want to go for the most obvious motifs. Sometimes you don't want to over-detail, over-design it. Sometimes subtle is better. Where you get the best designs is where you kind of blend the best of both worlds. And so we'll be going over that today. Hi, Katya. Hi, Nanoha. So, let's just jump right into it. So the first submission today was from Noninon. And this is her alternate casino outfit. Now, off the bat, I want to say that already we are fulfilling the intention side of it. I look at this and I do immediately clock that this is casino themed. And I'm already making assumptions from far away, not even looking at the details, but far away where I'm not seeing the very specific items, what this design could be. And it's also got a very iconic silhouette. Like, I see this from far away and I go, oh, she's bunny, oh, she's bunny girl, okay, that's cute. Oh, I'm seeing the big shawl, I'm seeing the sexy dress with the slit, she's maybe a cabaret singer. See the fishnet? Like, no, this, by all intents and purposes, very strong. as well. Good color distribution, good color blocking. It leads the eye around super well. Now, if we go closer, we start to see a bit more of that detail. And because she's a VTubers most of the time, you only really see the top half of their bodies. So what's more important for VTubing designs specifically is that the top half details are perfect. The bottom half details are important for character designs, but they matter less so. So having a cohesive design overall is excellent for when you want to do like full body things or you need proper illustrations, but the most important part to focus on is the intentional details that are placed in the top half of the body. Now we get a bit closer, we can already see, all right, she's got motifs for like cards. We've got the spade, the heart, the club, the diamond. Got that nice tile patterning going on. Things match and colors rhyme. So her accent color palette, which is the reds and the blues and the purples, we see little spatterings of it all throughout, and it isn't overwhelming. And her main colors, the black and the yellow, feed through seamlessly. Again, very strong design. If this was in a crowd of 10 other bunny designs, it would stand out on its own as a unique special thing. The alternate mask with the flowers, again, bringing back the flowers from the hip, you're bringing those colors back up. It balances very well. Oh, Memoria, I was just talking shit about you. I'm so mad you didn't open that window. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome on, Alkalites. I hope the rest of your drawing stream went well. We just started with our very first character breakdown, which is Noninon, our very first submission. Oh, and I do want to honorable mention her mascot even got a little bit of a brush up, which is very adorable. Although it reads more as British gentleman than somebody in a casino. Yes. But again, it's those little details. She didn't have a ton of details, which is something that a lot of VTubers fall prey to, because it's what I like to call the Genshin Impact effect. Like, it's the Hoyoverse curse. Ever since MiHoYo games dropped, VTubers have never been the same, and we've all fallen a little bit victim to the urge to over-detail and over-design. The more is more kind of mindset. Less is more. And details are fine as long as they have a reason to exist. If your details don't have a specific purpose and they're just there to look pretty, that's fine if that is what you personally want. But overall, your design will be stronger if every single thing has a reason to be there. If it's just there because you like it, again, personal preferences do matter. But in a crowd of other people, you will be drowning, like you will be drowned out by those who have more memorable designs. Because think about it. You're not going to remember every single leaf on a tree if you look at a tree. But if you look at a tree and you see that one of the leaves has turned orange, you're going to remember that. And you're just going to remember the tree as a whole. Or you're going to remember when a branch is broken off. But if the tree has half of the leaves are orange, a chunk of them are green, and it's all evenly spread throughout, your mind's not going to remember all of the individual orange leaves, all the individual green, all the individual brown. You're just going to see it as a tree. You don't want to overwhelm that. Exactly. I hate asymmetrical footwear. I hate asymmetrical footwear. I hate asymmetrical footwear. New MiHoYo designs do that for some reason. Oh yeah, no, again, it's... VTubers also are very guilty of this. It's an easy design trick to add visual interest, but it's one that everybody kind of falls on the sword of. It's not bad when done correctly, but again, it's asymmetrical footwear, asymmetrical socks. And that in of itself is both a MiHoYo thing and an idol thing. I want to, while I don't like bare feet, I will say that design-wise, bringing that red and, again, bringing back the lock motif, having one detail and repeating it sparingly but intentionally. Like, you've got it there on the chest and you got it there on the shoes as well. Like, brilliant design. You got the red on the toes, same red as the flowers, same red as the fingernails. All the way up. Repeating tassel motif. Very strong start. The character designer that helped Noninon with her second outfit here knew their shit. They knew what they were doing. They did a great job. And Leia, sorry. Your asymmetrical footwear isn't blatant, though, Memoria, if that makes sense. It's visually distinct enough, but it's not distracting. But yes, that is where I stand on the Noninon character design. No notes. There's genuinely nothing I would probably personally add to this design to make it stronger. It reads as Casino Cabaret, which is exactly what she was trying to get across. Next, design. Going with Church HB here. Why is she decapitated? That was... What do you mean, why is she decapitated? Don't ask dumb shit questions. You know how there's no dumb questions? There are dumb questions. Now, this one. This one uses an atypical color palette, but it is very striking. And again, like, it does its job in drawing out the details, drawing the eye in. This is another kind of cabaret casino design. Very pretty. Again, it has much of the same motifs and ideas as Noninon's, but again, different color palette and different intentional design choices. If we go a bit closer, you see that she's got her own little motifs that repeat. She's got the beading, she's got the black, the purple, and the green. Personally, I think it's really strong because the green is like really bright and striking, but I would really love to see it in one or two other spots, like maybe a little on the shoes or maybe on the hands or just one little decoration there. But all in all, like, brilliant. Great idea to bring the beads into the hat, have flowers poking out underneath the hat there. It matches the floral decorations on the side of the skirt. Again, nice footwear. Now, does it read casino? Yes and no. This, while it is still very casino coded, is a little weaker on the motifs. Now, if I was watching an anime or playing a video game or reading a manga or she was in a TV show, this would make more sense because this is a very realistic kind of casino depiction. So in that sense, no notes. In the VTuber space, it's a little weak on the casino motif. Not because it's bad, but because in this space, we rely more heavily on first impression visual cues. And so not enough of this tells me that this specifically is in a casino. Now, you don't have to rely on doing the same 5 little, like, charm symbols that everyone else does, and you don't have to do playing cards. But I would like to see one thing. Like, I would like to see maybe even, like, a handheld toggle. Right? But that's really nitpicky. Right? Really nitpicky. All in all, very good design. Not as strong as Non's, but very strong. She looks like a partygoer at the Great Gatsby. Yeah, exactly. There's not enough here that tells me that she is in a casino, but she does look high-stepping. Now, next, Dia Fortuna. When I got this submission, I was very excited because this kind of is another perfect design, in my personal opinion. And it's actually slightly stronger than Noninon's. Now, Noninon, for what she was trying to accomplish in her alternate outfit was actually brilliant. This, though, is stronger on every single front because this is not an alternate outfit, but it's the entire persona itself. You look at this and you immediately assume she has something to do with a casino. There is no chance. You look at her, you think something to do with luck, something to do with cards or slots, or she's a gambler. You see the character motifs, and it's super strong. And then the closer you look, the more detail you actually do see. She suffers the curse of asymmetrical leg wear, but we can forgive it. We can forgive it. Because she doesn't... Oh, she does have the VTuber bang. She's got the VTuber bang, guys. I'm sorry, I gotta take her out back. Never mind, it's no longer a good design. You're dead to me, Dia. This is a joke. Legally speaking, this is a joke. It's actually fine. It looks a little bit like a teacup, actually, which is very endearing. But, like, she's got her little top hat. She's got the spades. She's got the 7 hair clips. Now, I love it when people have homophobic eyes. Heterochromia. Some people think it's like a cringy DeviantArt character design. I think it's very charming when done correctly. It gives so much character and it pops super well. And if you don't have an overcomplicated design, it just adds that little bit of spice. And as well, it just brings that gambling motif even further into her design by adding a heart and a dime in there. She didn't have to do that, but she did. And it's all the better for it. She's got the dangling earrings. She's got an interesting silhouette with the ponytail. Like, look at that. It almost invokes a little bit of like a rooster effect. If you were to black out this silhouette, you could very easily pick her out of a crowd as Dia Fortuna. She's got the cane, and this, again, the little details tell you about a character. If you could, like, details also inform personality, so the less you have, but the more specific they are, the more you learn about a creature from there. Heterophobia. Yeah, Necro. She's got that pocket watch. You can see that she's got her casino badges there. She's got very strategic cleavage, which is... I mean, it works. I mean, no notes. It's strategic cleavage. You really can't say anything about it. You've got the armband with the clovers on it, with the collar. You got the tie. She definitely looks as if she works at a casino. Like, I wouldn't say that she looks like a bunny girl. I wouldn't say that she looks like a bartender. I'd say that she gives off card dealer or staff, which is pretty much, to my knowledge, what she was going for. So again, no notes. Like, if Noninon is the perfect, like, bunny girl person who goes to the casino to have a good time, Dia is the perfect casino employee. I'm seeing that y'all are seeing lag. On my end, I'm not seeing anything. I don't see any frame dropping. I don't see anything. Do let me know, though, if it keeps hiccuping. So overall, the intention fulfilled. As a VTuber design, brilliant. Especially since, again, all the details are centralized to be top heavy. So wherever people are focusing, the most important things are captured. And hell, even as like a character in a comic book, a movie, a show, it would be brilliant. It tells you everything you need to know. Next, this one is interesting. I want you to look at this and I want you to tell me what you assume. When you look at this, do you assume casino? Do you assume demon? Do you assume playboy? Because I look at this and I assume quite a few different things. And if I didn't know the context behind it, I would think it's the Burger King. You look at this and you assume Burger King. Yes, This is him, the Burger King himself. Look at that. He's been crowned. Put the fries in the bag. Playboy demon. Now, I look at this, I go, well, he is a Midas demon. That's what it looks like. You get dragon, you get a dragon. But when you look at what the intention is for this character, it is, actually, a Midas demon who owns a casino. Now, in a game, in a show, in a book, in a manga, this would be perfect for that. This would be 100% no notes. Love it. In the VTuber space, though, where first impressions tell you everything you need to know, he doesn't have any extra detailing that would hint to that. He doesn't have any cards even. He doesn't have any telltale stereotypical tells. So, as a design, I love it. As a VTuber, he doesn't sell the intention. So I would never think that he is a casino owner. If anything, I think maybe he's a demon that went to the casino or that he frequents the casino. But if he wanted to take my fresh 2 cents away, I would say even having like an employee badge or maybe a cane, like a pimp cane to beat someone with, having a little bit of a motif there would go so far. Purple and gold is very, very regal. Oh yes, absolutely. Like, again, he does give authority, but closer to a rich patron authority than ownership authority. Although I will say I'm starting to see a trend here with open cleavage. I think though that's just that's just how the world operates here. This doesn't give casino owner or worker, but more of a big spender kind of vibe. Yeah, yeah. Now, this one is very interesting to me. I actually love this design. Now, the details of this design get a little bit lost purely because of the stylistic choice for the artist that they went with, but that's not a bad thing. Again, they had their own vision for this and their own intention. But as a casino owner, worker, or a magician, all of that comes through very strongly. Points docked for the VTuber bang. I'm sending you to the fiery inferno. I wish nothing but bad things for you because you've got that one hair bang. This is hair bang racism right now. But aside from that, brilliant. Good use of colors. We've got that very vibrant, stark blue. We've got like the neon yellow detailing. We got the cards. Some might think this kind of oversaturation is obnoxious, but I actually think it's very good character design. It's very striking. And it tells you a little bit about the character's personality, too. What kind of person is a person that would wear this kind of bright color? And it's actually broken up very nicely with a big core of no color. Like, again, it chops it nicely into thirds, so your eye goes around the design very well. And I don't have it here, but if you actually look at his socials, and you see other ways that this design has been illustrated in other art styles, like, it translates incredibly well. And that's because it's at its core a really good design that translates well between different art styles. You've got the monocle, you've got regular glasses, you've got alternate pieces where you've got like the stripes, different colors of ties, and all of these are really well balanced. Really like the breakup of the belt. And here, when the blue is gone, it's been swapped out with little pieces of green and magenta that sprinkle throughout. I will say that the red outline is a bit distracting from the main design, but that is, again, stylistic, so I'm opting to ignore it. The cards on the button line look stupid. Well, I don't think so, Undying. I think it's kind of unique. And again, it's a stylistic choice. It all depends on how it's illustrated. And here it looks a little bit like clip art, but intentionality matters. The hat is quite like mine, and it spins, and I love that. I wish I had the video of the model here, but like, it feels very cartoon villain-esque. Like, I feel like he would give you riddles 3. And one more thing about this design before we get into it. Move on to the next one. The eyes. Now, the most important part of a VTuber design. Look, okay, character design. I think it's a bit elaborate. I think there's a bit much going on for the details. So for an anime or a novel or a cartoon or a movie, it might suffer a little bit. That said, every detail has a reason to be there. So it's not a permanent nerf. And for a VTuber, brilliant. I would just like to see this in a few different other art styles, because the harsh black shading really does like distract from all of the good elaborate details. But no, again, he picked this art style for a reason, and it invokes visual novels and games, and I like that. And if you look real close, most of the design is top heavy. Works very well for what he needs. Oh, I didn't even notice that one of the eyes becomes a magenta square. That's so cool. Again, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for 2 different colored eyes. All right, moving on. 9 out of 10, just a tiny bit loud, but beautiful overall. Yeah, again, it's loud, but not bad. Now, this one is interesting, because I think this is a good design if it was a librarian or an office worker. I definitely get the Eldritch vibes from this one, from Kira Key VTuber, but it does not give Casino in the slightest. It sells Eldritch very well, and it sells Gentleman very well, but there is not a single thing here that would have me assume that he works at a casino, let alone owns a casino. That's not a bad thing if your intention is to be under the radar, but, so, like, again, book, TV show, novel, this would actually work very well, because everything is context-based there, and you have more time to spend with the character. But there is very, very little detail on this design that gives me context. We've got a lantern here. I would think maybe he owns a graveyard and he's a gravekeeper and he's professional, or he owns a funeral home. I look at this and I think funeral home almost. So if he wanted to get more of that casino vibe in him, that casino dog, so to speak, he has a brilliant base to work with. He could just start putting things on there. He doesn't need to take anything away. I would recommend maybe looking at what actual casino employees wear. I know that he said that he owns a casino. Again, even like a name badge. Getting detective vibes from this. Yes! See it as an archiver. It's just too subtle, which is ironic because it is like an eldritch being with massive tentacle hair. Design-wise, it's great, but it doesn't sell the concept. It feels a little too detective noir. Alright. This one, I'm just gonna say it right now. I love this design. Now, okay, maybe it's a bit goofy, stereotypical with the motifs, and no gambler in real life would be caught dead wearing this. But, as a character, as a character design, you put this in a crowd, you can pick him out. Maybe his silhouette isn't unique, but I could absolutely believe this is the main character of a series. I could absolutely see this being somebody's fan favorite design. I could see this being a good anime character. It's a little over-detailed. Again, it suffers from Genshinitis. But even if not every detail is super intentional, it is so good that I can overlook it. It would be a little painful to draw as a fan artist, but it would be one of those it's worth it designs. You've got brilliant color balance. You've got the blues sprinkled throughout, and then you've also got it mirrored in the hair. You got blue here. You got one stark accent color eye, which sticks out in a beautiful way. We've got that silver detailing. We've got the cards in the pocket. Got a little detail of a paperclip holding the chain up, which gives environmental storytelling. It tells you a little bit about the character. He's the type of guy that won't buy a tie clip. He won't buy a clip. He'll just find a random paperclip lying around and string his shit through it to get the job done. You've got like the little jewels. It sells opulence. You've got the necktie, which I am very partial to, I will admit. Again, more paper clips here. You've got incredible little belt buckles here, although it's starting to get Kingdom Hearts level with the layering, but again, over detailing, I'm going to forgive in this situation. It's goofy but beautiful with the dice in the hair. Like, there's no reason for it to be there. Bro just loves his gamba, but I adore it. I look at this guy and I go, I don't know what he's doing at the casino, but he is absolutely at a casino. He loves his good luck. He loves his fortune. Look at him. He's got toggles as well, where he's literally pulling out his credit card. Again, tells you so much about this character. I don't need to watch a stream. I don't need to talk to this guy to know so much about what I'm supposed to know about him. Feels too busy for me. Probably the neon and bright colors. Well, it's busy in the sense that it's got a lot of silver detailing. If you took away half the silver detailing, it would look a little less cluttered. But if we zoom out, the bright magenta and the little pieces of blue and the white in the core, all of this stands out as something individual and unique. While it could be stronger in different faucets, as a VTuber, I think it works very well. As an anime character, I think it still works okay, but it could use some QOL. As a character in a movie, it starts becoming unrealistic and too cartoony. But again, look, it's got what Dia's got. It's got the two different eyes. It's got the spade and the diamond. I'm stuck for that. We've got all of the earrings. Now that's when the detail starts to get a little heavy. Got the beret. No, this is a silly guy. I'd pull for this. This is like a 4-star on a banner. I think one thing I'd like to see is just the magenta brought back. Just a little bit, somewhere lower. Or the gold in one more spot. But yeah, I like it. Gamble Maxer. Thoughts on hard eyes on guys as a default or toggle? I would love to see it, Corm. I don't see it enough, if that makes sense. And it's an anime thing, so you can get away with it. But also, just, it's good character design. It's silly in a nice way. Alright, this one I was actually very excited to talk about. Snackersaurus. It tells you everything you need to know from an immediate glance. You see the hat? Alright, he's refined. You see the beard? Alright, he's a gentleman. You see... Okay, well, I'm just gonna straight up take off my jacket. He went for the same kind of idea that I went with, right? With the white shirt and the arm cuffs. It gives off good color blocking and silhouette. It helps break up a design, and it gives almost like a V shape here with the tie. It gives tiger, which is exactly what he's probably going for. You've got a very specific vest pattern. It's a bit complicated, but it is the only complicated part of the design. It is not over-detailed in the slightest. If he had designs like this all over the outfit, I'd be like, pain. But no, he's got a very specific cloud motif that he's got on the pant hem, on the vest, and it comes back a little bit on the hat. You've got your gambling little associations on the cuffs, and on right here on the heart, you've got a pocket watch. So again, he looks like a gentleman that is gambling themed. Now, he looks more like an employee than he does an actual, like, patron of an establishment. So I could see him dealing cards. Blonde hair and the brown beard is driving me insane. I think why it's throwing some of you off is, again, it's stylistic. If you actually look at his social medias and you see the artwork drawn in different styles, it makes more sense. But because the style he went with here is so kind of graphic, it looks a little stark. But I would like you to suspend disbelief. One thing I like is that the eyes are teal and they pop against the orange. Now, they're not like neon, but if you, again, VTubered him, you cut him off here, you saw where you're mostly going to be looking at on a stream, you still get Gambler. Because all of the important design pieces, like the pieces on the cuffs and on the tie, here, right here, the little diamond pins, the hat, it still very much so reads, I am some form of gentleman that is working a job at a casino. And I will say, I just love, like, the tiger tail. I love that this is some sort of tiger. Now, again, the facial hair, I think, works. But, again, it's just because of the style that this artwork was drawn in, it kind of throws things off. But, again, nah. It's just the style. Like, you're gonna have to trust me on this. I like how it blocks out the color with, like, the hat, you got the beard, you got the tie, you got the gloves, you got the pants, and that's all the same kind of, like, shade of brown. It actually balances super well. But the style is a bit cutesy and Pokemon-like, so it doesn't work in this style. So what that does mean is that it's a very specific style. I mean, specific design. It doesn't work transferably as well as some of the other designs. Like here, hold on. Here we go. This one is another example of an atypical art style, but the design works translated across every art style because of the specifics of its details. Here, it doesn't work incredibly well with this art style in how thematically the beard is supposed to invoke super masculine kind of features, but it looks so cutesy that it's kind of like painted on. But that is more of a critique on the art itself and not on the design. And I'm not here to critique the art itself. I'm here to critique the design. And again, this guy chose this artist for a reason, so I really don't have... Well, again, and I didn't say that this was going to be an art critique stream. This is a design critique stream. So I'm not going to critique the design by Animarts here, because that wasn't something that they asked for. That's just a dick thing to do. Now. So you're saying I should just stop giving the art style the benefit of the doubt? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I feel like I said the opposite there. Boss, I finally managed to get one of your streams live. Hey, Mango Lad, welcome on in. All right, all right, all right. Now this one is interesting because I think it's a good design, but it also is a bit weak, and it is carried a bit by its style. And what I mean by this is that we do get the little pieces of gambling motif in the earring, and that's it. We get it in the earring, and we can make a guess that it's gambling themed because of the actual style of outfit. The whole pose, the haughtiness, the gloves. It feels like it could be a gambler, but it also could just be a sassy noble or a bartender. My gut instinct when I look at this is I think bartender, which isn't a bad thing, but that also means that the intention was lost in translation. Okay, touch too much red, needs some color breakup. Yes and no. Again, I would say that that is more of the fault of the art style because the skin tone also has like a very pinkish, darkish red undertone. And so you zoom out, the whole thing screams red. And as well, if we made this black and white real quick. Yeah, let's make this black and white real quick. A lot of these values look very similar, so it's really hard to tell anything apart in this outfit, close or far away. So the hair, the shirt, the vest, the tie, the gloves, they all kind of blend in together. Even like the lighter details, like the buttons or the pocket square. Just all of that detail gets lost. And while that's partially on the art style, it also is just design because those are the base colors that are being used. So what I would recommend here, if you want to be seen more as a gambling themed VTuber design, like, okay, if you just want to have a book, show, character, whatever, this could work as the rich kid who's in the casino. Because again, context informs design. But if you really want to be immediately clocked, I would recommend maybe adjusting the brightness and saturation of either the shirt or the vest, playing around with the colors, making the things that are supposed to be bright actually bright, and maybe having a detail in the hair. The silhouette is unremarkable, which is like, you know, is what it is, but it also means that in a crowd of other gambling designs or just other designs in general, you will fade into the background. And we also have pattern on pattern on pattern, which if done right can, you know, give something unique, but it makes you a nightmare to draw over and over again, unless you have like the pattern given as a reference beside you. And as well, you lose kind of like what this is supposed to be. Overall, it's not a bad character. And I like the color red. I mean, look at me. I've also got the color red and color gold here. I've got a different red and a different gold. And I've also got a different black as well. But everything kind of is separate enough visually so that you don't lose all of my details. I do like the silver eyes matching the silver of the vest. But again, all of the color and saturation levels are so similar that at first you zoom out, it looks the exact same color as the hair, which is kind of wild. So I would just tweak things here and there. But I also don't know the intention of this person. So take it or leave it. Now, this person requested a casual rating. So I'm not going to go super into depth on this one, and they did mention that they chose the occupation of casino owner after the design was made, not when it was being designed. So it was not designed with that in mind. So, casual rating, I'm not going to go into depth. I think as a design on its own, subtracted from all meaning, very cute. I like it. Love the hair. Like, I love the silhouette of the short with the very long tails. Like the tail, like the skirt. I like that there's an undershirt that's nice and long and it has a turtleneck. Tells you something about the character. Again, 2 colored eyes. Peak. You've got the wolf ears, so, you know, got the under eye bags. You can tell quite a bit about this character just by looking at them. You can see their personality through their design. You can see what kind of things that they might kind of like, style-wise. You see that they're tired. You get a little bit of their quirk. Does it work as a casino design? No. Not in the slightest. Does it work as a good character design? Yeah, it does. I can't tell much about them, what they like, what they are, what they do. But I know enough that there is an interesting character there. There. That is my speedran casual rating. This one... Oh, hi, Mangalad. Your design, Katya, makes the viewer shift attention to your face. Your chest details are covered by ornaments that brings the eyes first to the center up. It's interesting. I'll go over my design at the end and the reasons why certain decisions were made. But we'll go through everyone else first. Now this one is interesting. Because from far away, far away, it does not give casino. Far away, if we're just looking at the silhouette though, you can see that it is a white elderly wolfman. And it breaks up with a nice solid trunk of red. You got a little bit of the white dipping in there. You got the brown overcoat. It is entirely unremarkable from a distance, but that doesn't make it bad. You've got the white going back down, matching the shoes to the top. You come closer, and it does read casino. Why do you need those spare cards, huh? Well, yeah. Now this one I see has some authority. This one I feel like he owns something, or he operates something, or he just got a lot of money. The beard, excellent detail. It actually rounds out the face really nicely. You've got the visual, like you're going at the top, you see the hairline, it goes around in a circle and it draws the eye all the way around. Very good. I like the blue. The blue contrasts the red really nicely. I wish that I saw more of the blue somewhere else in the design. Like maybe even on the card or on the tie or as a clip on a belt buckle or even just on the shoes. Just, I would like to see the blue in one more spot. Now, the lapel buttons, I love that. You look at that. Again, it does scream casino. It screams card deck, card suite. Now, there are ways to get the casino across without defaulting to cards and diamonds, heart, club, spades, because not everybody wants to be card themed, right? Like myself, I do have a card or two on my hat, but the majority of my thematic visuals circles around the roulette wheel, which is another casino motif you can do. Yes? Like, you can look at me and still think, huh, yeah, that's gambling, that's casino. I've got dice, I've got roulette, I've got all sorts of things. So, if you want to do a good casino design, don't feel like you're trapped by just being card-themed. You could do slot machines. There's an incredible slot machine VTuber out there. Beautiful. Like, her eyeball, moves like a slot machine. You have a wealth of creativity that you can work with. Reminds me of a Bungo Stray Dogs character. A little bit. Oh, hey, Zet. We actually went over your design a little while ago. I'm going to make sure to try, after stream is done, I'm going to timestamp every person, and I'm going to message them with their timestamp. And look at that. This is a little bit of a storytelling detail. He's got an earring. He's got a pierced ear, and it's got a card on it. That gives a little bit of personality. That tells you something about this guy. He is the type of guy to get a piercing. Like, every little detail. He's got cards in his pocket. Again, why do you have those spare cards, huh? Tells you maybe he's the type of guy to, you know, switch out cards in his hand when nobody's looking. I will say, very luxurious tail. Beautiful. It reminds me of the unicorn from The Last Unicorn, like the main woman character. But that has nothing to do with character design. And he's got an alternate where he's shaved, clean shaven, so. Got an ace card, vest pins, vest color pattern. I will say the pattern is elaborate. Both of them. All three of them. However, it doesn't actually stand out enough where you can see it. I didn't realize there was a pattern. I didn't even see it until I had to actually look over here and see that it was being referenced. It doesn't stand out enough as a detail, and so it gets lost. I would either make it a little bit brighter or rethink why you have that pattern there. Figure out how to make it work in a different way. Or, alternatively, put the pattern on the vest. Personally, one thing I would like to see, because he's got such a strong red core that's just broken up entirely by a halo of white, I'd like a little bit of red on the top here, like maybe a hat or maybe another pin. Or I'd like to see more white down here, just to break it up a little bit more. And he's got gold as an accent color. It's so little that you barely see it. And brown jacket, I think it's classy. I like it. And because it's optional, I don't think it really matters either way if you keep it or take it away. Again, entirely unremarkable back view, but you're not going to need that as a VTuber. Side view, I appreciate a good side profile that actually shows you how bangs work, because bangs, when they curve like that, are so difficult to draw because you never know how they're supposed to look. Vest back opens for tail. Yeah, no. I would say as a VTuber, it's like 3/4 of the way there. Just a little bit of quality of life tweaking, and I feel like he's got it. As a game character, or a character in a show, 1000% the best. Do love it. Oh, you're in chat. I do have a toggle to turn the shirt black, but I forgot to add it. Oh, let's see. Did you say anything else in chat? Just that? Okay, fair enough. But yeah. It is good that all of your gambling aesthetic stuff is localized to the top half, because then, you know, you don't lose it when you're VTubing. I'd almost like to see glasses. I'm gonna be entirely honest. Like, hold on. I feel like if you had some, like, triangle-shaped glasses with, like, maybe a charm that went down, like maybe a club. Maybe wear it on the bridge of your nose. They don't even have to be like proper glasses. They could be like sunglasses even. That already immediately elevates it by a percentage. It gives you an interesting character detail. It gives you something to focus on, and it brings a little bit of that casino into it. I like the bright cherry red. So this gives you another place you could put it. Or, again, the gold, which was a detail that you looked like you were missing. So, again, you could have gold glasses. And that also being toggleable means that you're not, like, beholden to being stuck with it. But it also gives you, like, an air of dignity, which I feel like is something you were really leaning into. You really wanted to look dignified. What about a pocket watch? I would stay away from pocket watches, mostly because a lot of the other designs I've seen already have pocket watches, so you would run the risk of starting to look a little bit samey. So I would like add glasses, or maybe, again, I would go back, look for the blue. Add some sort of blue motif. Like, even if it was like maybe a wristband or some gloves. Would love to see the gold detailing either make more of an appearance or be shifted around, or have it as like an edge line. What are your thoughts on monocles? Oh, I love monocles. But yeah. That's my thoughts on that one. We've got 2 more to go. Now this one... No, we have 1 more to go. This is the last one, I think. Now this one is not a VTuber, but this was submitted as a design, and I said VTubers or OCs, and this was the one OC that was submitted. Now this, I really, really, really like that it's not red. Don't get me wrong, red is my favorite color. I love red to death. But seeing a green gambling design is very unique. And automatically it makes you stand out above everybody else. Kind of like how the purple one had the ability to stand out, but it had the gambling weaknesses. But the gold and the green, it gives very, like, very trickster. You've got the dice motifs, you got the tie. It gives refined gentleman, but you really look at this and you immediately go, yeah, that's a gambler. If you took away the cards, took away the dice, it would still give refined gentleman. It would still give he's up to no good, he's up to something. And the fact that the head is a mask? Nah. Now again, this is an OC and not a VTuber, so we're not going to be scaling it as we were the VTubers, because VTubers have to be, well, not have to be, there's no set rule how to be a good VTuber, but VTubers typically are a very specific way for a reason, for retention, for visual, you know, cohesion. This, it feels like, wouldn't look out of place in an animated show. It wouldn't look out of place in a movie, even. It's very villainous. And so for that, it gets basically full marks. I'm not sure what I would do to it to make it better. I also do like how the hair kind of bleeds into the jacket. I can't tell them apart, but it adds to the silhouette and adds a little bit of mystique and intrigue. He is entirely clothed. The hair is a cloak, the gloves float, etc. So he's made out of clothing. Ah! Okay, I was just gonna say, like, because the hair and the coat, I can't tell them apart. Then, again, that was intentional. Then your intent came through, and it was very strong. All right. A fucker gremlin sounds like the kind of VTuber you'd watch for some reason. You'd watch NASCAR. You want to see if he crashes and burns and who he takes down with him. That's crazy. You can see it in Has Been Hotel or something like that. Well, okay, that again, you're falling back on the sword of the style and not so much the design itself. Again, yeah, the style is very, very dramatic. It could not be out of place in something like that, but we're here more for the design itself. So with that, we've gone through all of the illustrations. Now, at the beginning, I did say good does not equal cute or sexy. So it doesn't matter if a design is quote-unquote ugly or beautiful, because that could either be art style dependent, or hell, just they're not supposed to look cute and sexy. Maybe they're supposed to look ugly on purpose, right? What's good is that the story you're trying to tell visually is communicated effectively such that the person looking at the character knows what they're in for. That's why a lot of Disney villains, like early Disney villains anyway, have such strong shape language. Like Ursula, you look at her, she's very boisterous. if you never heard her voice, you can still tell that she's a very loud and strong character. She's got big silhouette. She's got big tentacles, big lips, big eyes, big hair, very strategic color palette, very strict. She looks like a force to be reckoned with. Same with Dr. Facilier, but like in the opposite side, he's very spindly and very tall. But he's got like intentional internal curves. He looks like a bag of bones. And inherently, he looks a little scary. And so the intention comes across. Now, because I said I would, I'm also Casino. Yes? Now, when designing my own character, getting dressed for the day, to kind of get it across that it's very important and that I work at a casino and I've got authority, we've got the cape, we've got the long jacket, we've got the riding boots, we've got the strong silhouette. So you've got the interesting hair shapes, you've got the hat, you've got the ears. If you take the jacket off, take the hat off, we've still got a strong silhouette. We've still got the hair. We've still got the vines that go around. We've still got the ears. And the closer you get, you still see that pieces stand out. You still see the color blocking strong. You see that there's hair split in half, so your eye kind of leads around in like not a circle, but like in a squiggly kind of way. And there's very strategic chunks where I'm cut into thirds. You've got black pants, white boots, white shirt, white and black hair. Closer you get, you start to see a little bit more detail. You see little chunks of green all throughout. You see it mirrored on the buckle. You see it mirrored on the hand. You see it on the neck, and you see it under the ear. And same with the red. I've got a little bit here on the neck piece. You've got it on the hat, and you've got it through the jacket. Now, while the design is very busy, I will say this is one of the more elaborate outfits I've ever worn. You've got mirroring. You've got the roulette on the hat, and that is also mirrored at the bottom of the cape. You've got green throughout, so you got green at the bottom of the cape. You got green at the bottom of the jacket. You've also got that detailed here on the ribbon and here on the necktie. And also, if you spin the hat, see a little bit of green there. A good design won't often be symmetrical, but it will rhyme. You will see little elements of it all throughout. Now, the flower is a storytelling element. It's got something to do with me as a person. It's a very intentional thing. It's there for a reason. It's not there for decoration. It's got something to do with who I am as a person. What kind of person has a flower wrapped all around their body? Why is it important? It's very spiky. It's got the sharp thorns on it. Does it hurt? Does it not hurt? Why do I have it? Is it a weapon? These are questions that you ask when you look at it. You've got the dice motif on my necktie, which, again, wasn't a necessary bit, but it was added as flavor text. And you've got the charms on my hat. What kind of person has hat charms? Yes? I've got the cards in my hat. Again, all these things to really, make it important to you, the audience, that you are looking at something that is gambling themed. The gold detailing, again, it serves to lead the eye around. You got chunks of black cutting into the outfit. Got black parts, black panels on the jacket. Were they necessary? Maybe, maybe not. But again, it leads your eye. So if you go from the black of the hair, you go straight down, you go down the jacket lapel, then you go down the jacket, then you go down the pants, you see the arms, you see the capelet. Everything serves to lead your eye all the way around. And even the eyes. I could have gone bright red, I could have gone gold, green, whatever, but I stuck specifically with the dark gray and the light silver because that's what I was born with, but also in a clinical sense. It serves to, again, lead the eye around. It matches the hair, it matches the the tie matches the shirt. For me, it was very important that with or without the jacket and hat, you could still see there was something gambling. Yes? Even when you strip down all of the excessive detail, that who I am as a person gets across in the details. Yeah. But yeah, I see y'all talking about my riding boots getting dirty. I'm rich, okay? I'm rich. I have a different pair of boots every single day, okay? I wake up, I wear my fresh boots, and the boots from the day before are being cleaned by staff. I've got one pair of boots for every day of the week. I cycle through them, and they're all identical. And if they're not dirty, they get cleaned anyway. Because I can afford it as nobility. But yes, I do ride my horse. I do like to ride down the streets of Chiron. Here as well, like the gold, it goes up the boots and it, you know, is on the edge of the, You see the gold on the sides of the pants. You see the gold on the cufflinks. See the gold in the tie. And then when the jacket covers everything, the details that go missing are replaced with different details. I tried to do absolute minimum with patterns, if that makes sense. You can do patterns and lots of details, but I find it very difficult to create a character design that has both a lot like elaborate patterns and a lot of like small details and not have them lose each other. So if you want to have a patterned fabric on an outfit piece, I would then stay away from too many buttons or edge lines or extra items or clip-ons. But if you want to have all of those extra items and clip-ons because they're important for your character, I would then minimize the amount of patterned fabric you have so that they actually stand out a bit more. Like initially, this red jacket was going to have a floral pattern all over it. It was going to be like a red and dark red floral pattern. But that was backed out on because if you did that, then you'd start to lose the gold detailing, and then it would start looking very busy and chaotic, and it would be a nightmare to draw over and over again. Also, it's just good character design to have gloves. Sorry, I don't make the rules. If you have gloves in your design, it's a good design. Does that mean you keep Pennyworth inside the coat pocket? Oh, no. Pennyworth, you can't see him, but he's actually strapped to the back of my leg. This strap holds Pennyworth, but Pennyworth is like, I sometimes sit on him. He can't fire unless he's like ready. So I'm not worried about accidentally pulling the trigger when I sit on him. And also it puts him in his place. Sorry, just took a sip. I would recommend more people start doing like actual like facial hair on their character designs for guys, or beauty marks on the face like I've got here, or moles, or eye bags, or tattoos, or scars. It just adds, again, it adds depth to the character itself. You make assumptions on a... Again, don't judge a book by its cover, but everybody judges a book by its cover. First appearances... First appearance... First time you see someone, you form an opinion. Yes? Yes. You're guilty of it in real life. You're guilty of it when you look at a character. A lot of times a VTuber won't even debut, but let's say there's a group of VTubers debuting all together at the same time. You're gonna look at that group and you're gonna pick your favorite design, and that's gonna be the one that you watch the debut for first if you're not interested in the other ones, right? Because you've made assumptions as to what kind of character that is. So work within those assumptions. Use them to your advantage. By the way, not related to the outfit casino theme, but the mole under the lips, does it mean anything or is it more decoration? I see it lots and always wondered. Well, I'm starting to see it more nowadays, but it's... Well, if you're not naturally born with a mole, like I am, because this is just me, this is who I am. I'm not a character. I'm just Katya Sable from the Chiron Empire, running SABLETOONS Casino. But in character design, moles often kind of invoke a maturity or a seniority, or again, they're called beauty marks. Some people find them incredibly sexy. Unlike my ability to speak. Like if you put one on the neck, that draws attention to the neck, and all of a sudden you're thinking about, that person's neck. You put it under the eye, you're thinking intimately about their eye. It's a focal point. Again, every detail has a reason for being there. You put a mole near somebody's lips, and all of a sudden you're thinking about their mouth. You're looking at their mouth. Wait, is your first name Sable or first name Katya? My first name is Katya. Katya Sable, owner of SABLETOONS Casino. I will say, it's not named SABLETOONS because I own it. Isn't that funny? My brother doesn't even know that I own this casino. I'm sure if he did know, though, that he'd bust down my doors. I'm not even sure if he knows I'm alive. Is it a tribute to royalty, then? Well, here's the thing. That's why anime characters have moles on their boobs or booty? Oh, 1000%. It's entirely a focus point. Here's the thing. When I set up shop here, SABLETOONS was already in production. Like, I wasn't the person who built it. I was just given it. Yes? My father already owned this silver mine. That's why it's called the Junari Sable Gate. Oh, the Sables owned this place for ages. And so this place being called SABLETONS was already on the menu. So it's kind of almost like hiding in plain sight. I don't think a mole is the same thing as a birthmark. Yes and no. A mole is considered a birthmark because... Well, okay, it depends. A birthmark is like skin discoloration. And some people are born with skin discoloration or skin tags that turn into moles. He doesn't? What a peculiar blind spot. Well, look, my brother didn't want to, like... My brother inherited all the businesses. He inherited everything. And technically, he could have taken this silver mine, but... with a little bit of help and government assistance, we managed to swing things in my favor. Mm-hmm. I'm sure one day I'll get into some more detail. But yes, whenever he visits this place, because he does actually visit this casino once in a while, believe it or not. Yeah, I have to go out with a mask, and I typically stay in my office. I don't want to have him catch me here. But oh my god, is he so stupid. Can we see the mask? What does your mask look like? Oh, I'll have to show you one of these days. So is your brother trying to leave you financially destitute? He's barely capable of waking up in the morning. He forgets how to breathe. He's not capable of leaving me anything. Do you order your employees to screw him over when he's there? Oh, of course. I can't kill him outright in the casino. For one, that was forbidden. But also, I need to... There's a humiliation ritual I need to put him through first. I need to get him exposed in front of the whole empire. It's not the same. I could literally just storm his house and kill him right now. I will be so honest. It would be easy to kill him. It would be child's play to kill him. No. No. He needs to feel a little bit hurt. He needs to understand what he's done. And he needs to be flogged in front of the entirety of Chiron. Only then am I going to be satisfied. Sounds like what he does leave you is money. He likes to come in here once in a while and just drink and gawk at the prostitutes. He doesn't gamble as much as I'd like him to. But hey, bonus blackmail material, which is so funny to me. Why don't you just shoot him, as if the Joker didn't have an entire rant against that offensive idiot? Exactly! If he sucks that bad, why not take him out and take his stuff? Oh, Gideon, I think you need to watch the lore video, is what you need. Which is conveniently on this channel, and it's not very long. And it's very cinematic. Perhaps he knows everything and that's his indirect way of repaying you and asking for eventual forgiveness. He shanked my father in front of me, burnt the house down, and tried to kill me. He thinks I'm dead. He is genuinely trying to insert himself as a puppet emperor. Why the fuck do you think he would care? Afternoon, Katya. Afternoon, chat. Hello, Robert. Too early to drink? Never! Just make sure you're doing it in the right spot. But he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. A little guy that I'm gonna draw and quarter. A little guy that I'm gonna tear limb from limb. A little guy that's gonna have his skin peeled off in front of a crowd. Actually, I can you know what? I'm thinking about wrapping up real quick. So you know what I can do? I can realize that I never actually posted the lore video separately. Here. What I'll do, I'll raid into my director's cut for my debut stream, and the lore video is in there in its entirety. So enjoy like the first 5 minutes of that or more. And then I'm gonna quickly upload my lore video separately because I thought I did that 2 weeks ago. In my defense, I was busy, okay? Getting into fight with rats. And winning. Mostly. Shut up. Okay, let's see. Customization. Redirect. Hello? You're not letting me link to my own video? What kind of garbage is this? Alright, I guess I'm just gonna pin it. I'm just gonna pin it. I'm going to pin it. Make sure you guys go check out. And as well, you can see a bit more of my gambling mechanics. Today was a chill stream. I've been saying that the last few days, but I've needed to be chill. New schedule will be released tomorrow. And we'll be back with more South Park Stick of Truth. I'm hoping to get the timestamps for each of the designs sent to people within the next hour. Take you to the office real quick. Thank you for the wind down. You guys have a good one. Now get out of my office. Get out.